Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This new movie that's out titled Missing is so good. It's the sequel to the 2018 movie Searching, and this movie stars Storm Reid as the teenager June Allen who's searching for her mom, who's played by Nia Long. And it's a psychological thriller full of twists and turns. It's so good. The plot line is basically June is searching for her mom after her mom, Nia Long's character, goes to Colombia with her boyfriend. And they have a bit of a strained relationship after her deceased father. He passes away from a brain tumor, and they introduce that into the movie, so that's not a spoiler. But basically, after his death, it's really hard on June and she's struggling a little bit. And so, years later, of course, her mom starts dating naturally. And her mother, Grace, that's her name, her character's name, falls in love with her boyfriend, Kevin. And so they plan a trip to Colombia, and she even leaves a caretaker, a friend, her name is Heather, to watch over June before she goes out of the country. So, June's like, I'm 18 years old and, I don't need a babysitter, blah, blah, blah. But of course, her mother is responsible enough to say, I want an adult, someone who's mature to look after you. And she leaves her emergency money. So, they did a really good job in this movie setting it up to let us know that Nia Long's character, Grace, is a responsible mother, and she's really trying to support her daughter after the death of, her late husband and her father. But at the same time, she wants to, of course, move forward with her life and experience love again. And so she leaves out of the country and has a romantic vacation with her boyfriend, Kevin. So June, being the, teenager that she is, even though she's 18, she's still a teenager, like in high school, her senior year. So she throws a huge party and spends a lot of the emergency money that her mom has left her. And, she does a really good job of kind of ducking and dodging Heather, who is her mom's friend, to kind of check on her until the weekend is over and she goes to pick up her mom and her mom's boyfriend, Kevin, out at the airport, just to find that they're not there. And her mom hasn't called, she hasn't emailed, no communication. So June, being, of course, the tech-savvy teenager Gen Zer that she is, she goes into detective mode and uses a lot of the technology that is at her disposal to try to find her mother, which is really fascinating to watch. One thing I love about, Gen Z and the younger generation, I'm a millennial, just to, be transparent, but I love the fact that, they are able to just kind of like whiz through technology because they've grown up with it. It's almost like a second language, and it's like fascinating to watch. So that's what she does in this movie. She goes into detective mode and she's using all these different websites, and she ends up finding kind of like a task rabbit type of website in Colombia. So she has someone helping her out and going around the country trying to find clues as to what happened, to her mom, like what's going on. And if you guys have seen the trailer, you see, that her mom and her boyfriend are put into like this white van. And I watched this movie, off of the heels of what happened to the people who went down to Mexico. We don't really know all of the details that happened down there. So my advice to you, and I love traveling, but just be careful, be aware of your surroundings at all time, keep your head on a swivel. And excuse me, just a side note, like anytime I leave the country, I always try to make it my business to leave a copy of my passport and all my information here in the US with someone that I trust. And I also make sure that I know how to get to the US Embassy wherever I am. Just, you know, security measures on my part. That's a little tidbit. But anyway, back to the movie. So her and her friend are continuously searching, and they contact the FBI. And by now, with the feds involved, this case has garnered national attention. And, June is contacted the media. So the case really blows up. All right. And what I will say is that they did a really great job of incorporating new podcasts and just different social media advances within this movie. So that's one thing that I definitely love. I don't want to give you guys any spoilers. I don't do spoilers on my channel, but I will say that one of my favorite characters was Javier, who again was like the task rabbit. Here he is in Colombia, and he can really sympathize with June and her struggle to try to find out what happened to her mom. So, she's paying him an hourly rate to kind of go around and do detective work on the ground in Colombia because, she can't physically leave the US to travel to Colombia. But he's like checking security footage, and he's, going and checking the hotel and just the last places that Grace was and her boyfriend Kevin was to try to find out what happened. And, he's sharing very personal information about his family dynamic, which is a bit rocky in and of itself. And so he can really empathize with June and just her plight, her pleas for help. And he was really kind. I really liked him a lot. He comes back in later into the movie as well. But here she is, just, kind of pouring her heart out to social media and just continuously, asking around the world due to the internet and globalization. If anybody's seen or heard from her mother, she's getting increasingly worried, as she should. And here we have the FBI agent, and they're doing what they can to find what happened with Grace and Kevin and what's going on. So all in all, I will say that, of course, the end is, it's a psychological thriller. So of course it's going to be all kind of twists and turns. It's not what you think, or at least that it wasn't what I would have expected. So I really enjoyed the ending. I always like mysteries, and I always like movies that keep you guessing. And this was one of those. So they did a very good job of kind of throwing us off and, giving us a surprise ending. So I really, really like this movie a lot. I think that Nia Long did a phenomenal job, playing the mother who cares deeply for her daughter, and at the same time, wants to revive her love life and, move forward with her life. She doesn't want to be someone who is not, understanding where her daughter is hurting, but at the same time, she was a grieving widow after her husband had passed, and then she's trying to move forward. And again, like I said, the ending just kind of like blew my mind. So well done to Nia Long and Storm Reid and everyone on the cast. I think that this was a phenomenal movie, and the fact that it's a sequel makes it even better because I haven't seen the first one. So I'm going to go back and watch that, and I'll make a separate video for you guys about the original, which is called Searching. So please drop down the comments. Let me know your thoughts about the movie. If you guys have seen this, or if you've seen Searching, the original, and let me know your thoughts on that one. And please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell button so that you will know when I make another video. And I will talk to you later. Take care, guys. Bye.